Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. It's so nice to meet you and have you joining us.
I'm very
So,
excited to meet you.
yeah. So, why don't you introduce yourself? Talk about what you are doing, your business, where you're located to, because I know you're not in the tri-state area here where some of our vendors are. So, tell us about yourself.
My name's Alaura, and I run Ironhorse Homestead. It's a small homestead and fiber farm, and we're located in Southwest Ohio. We have about 19 acres. We raise alpacas and angora goats for their mohair and their fiber, amongst other things. So
Yeah.
we've been here since 2018, beginning of 2018, I want to say. Yeah.
Cool. How did you get started doing this?
So me and my husband, he wasn't my husband at the time, but we were talking about, we wanted to do the homestead thing. We wanted land. We wanted to get out of the city. And we were just kind of batting around ideas and thinking about getting some land. And it was funny because I think it was just something he mentioned. We were talking about the animals we wanted and the food we would get and raise. And he was like, you get alpacas for fiber. And for some reason, I just latched onto the idea of alpacas. And we
Yeah.
laugh about it now because it was just kind of something we said in passing. I was like,
Yeah.
alpaca, yes, I want alpacas. So
Uh-huh.
we actually came and we looked at this place. And at the same time that we were looking at places, I had started lining up to go visit farms of alpaca breeders. So we left here to see the showing here and went 7 minutes down the road
Oh my
and met an alpaca breeder who is actually where we got our first four from. So
God, that's
we
perfect.
line up our house and the alpacas we were going to get on the same day.
Oh
And
my gosh.
then it went from there. We hit the ground
Wow.
running. Yeah.
That's so cool how it all happened at once. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So can you tell us a little bit of the process of what it takes to have alpacas for fiber? Like what does that entail? Because I feel like a lot of people that might be one of those romanticized things of like they love alpacas because they're super cute and like it's a really cool idea to be able to use something from your animals, but I'm sure it's a long process. So can you walk us through that?
It is. So we got our first four a little bit after we moved in. Alpacas, I say, are kind of like, because we have alpacas and we have the goats for the mohair. The goats are kind of like puppies. They love you. They love messing with you. They want to be involved in what you're doing. The alpacas are kind of more like cats, I always say. They're kind of interested in what you're doing, but don't touch me if I don't want you to touch me.
Yeah.
They're not, they themselves aren't a lot of work, but just having a farm is a lot of work. There's no real off days. Get
Right.
up, make sure they're fed. They get sheared once a year. So
Oh,
we
wow.
had them for a whole year before we even got the fiber from them. We actually do everything on the farm. So they're sheared here. I wash and process all their fiber by hand. So
Wow.
I wash it here. I comb it out here. I spin it up. If I'm going to weave it, I weave with it. I use the seconds. I felt with it. So everything's
Oh
really
my
kind
gosh.
of a slow process. So it takes a while. The goats get sheared twice a year, so it's a little bit quicker turnaround with them. But yeah, it's a slow process art, but I enjoy doing it. I love seeing it go from just the animal to these finished pieces, and there's so much you can do with it. We are
Right.
thinking about getting some sent out to the mill for weaving purposes, just to make it a
Mhm.
little bit quicker. But even when you send it out to a mill, the turnaround's about 6 to 9 months before you
Oh
get the
my
yarn
gosh.
back. So it's kind of a long wait time
Yeah.
to do it. But
So how many skeins do you get from one alpaca?
let's see, we get about 4 pounds for shearing. Two of those pounds I usually go into the yarn, and then the other ones are called seconds. So I usually use those for felting.
Okay, cool.
So I would say maybe 8 to 10, just depending on how big the
Yeah,
skeins are and what you're doing with
yeah.
them. I have
And
a problem because I have all this fiber, and I'll do like 3 skeins of one color, and then I need to switch up. So it's hard for me to just sit and go through one whole fleece
oh
because I
yeah,
get bored and I want to switch colors or switch what I'm doing or switch.
yeah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh. And then, so I'm sure you keep some of them naturally colored. Do you dye them yourself as well too?
Well, we just got some white ones this year, and I do plan on
Oh,
doing some natural dye because we have a lot of things that we have a lot of weeds and stuff that grow that I can naturally dye with. So since we have
cool.
the white ones, I'm excited to try
Yeah.
that. And we actually got some white goats too. So
Oh,
that
cool.
was kind of my purpose in getting the white, so I could try my hand with the natural dyes and also the acid dyes to see, because the natural colors are beautiful, but it is kind of
Yeah.
fun to experiment and see
Yeah,
what you can do with
exactly.
it.
Now I feel really dumb, but isn't goats hair, like more like hair than like a wool, or is it? I guess there's different kinds of goats too.
Different kinds of goats. So we have mohair goats, which have really curly hair. They kind of look, everybody sees them thinks they're sheep. They have these long curly, long
Gotcha.
curly hair. So yeah, they're angora goats.
Mhm.
And they produce the mohair, and it's very soft and silky.
Yeah,
and
angora, right? That's really soft. Isn't that bunnies too, or no?
Angora. So if you get angora fiber,
Uh-huh.
it's from angora bunnies. If you get mohair fiber, it's from angora goats. It's a little confusing.
That's awesome. So do you like do any fiber art? You said you do felting and you sell felted hats. I saw.
Yes.
Do you do other things as well too, like crocheting or knitting with your?
So I weave, and then I just learned to knit. Knitting for some reason was it was hard for me to learn. I finally got the hang of it like not too long ago, but
Yeah.
I do more weaving, and then
Okay.
I'm really into the wet felting with the hats and sculpture stuff.
That's so fun. Yeah, I've been doing, so I taught like an intro to fibers class at the art center that I teach at. We covered like a little bit of everything, but I was teaching weaving and I was doing it for the first time too. It was like pretty exciting, but we did like, our own, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on all of the terms too. The thing that you do it on, what's it called?
Loom?
The loom, yes. It wouldn't have come to me for like another 20 minutes. Yeah, we made our own looms on like canvas stretchers and like wrapped our yarn that way, which was cool. But yeah, it's super satisfying, especially when you use like the big chunky, like the unprocessed wool. What is it called?
The roving?
Yeah, roving. Yeah, see? I know that. That's like so much fun to use and it goes so fast. Yeah, I love that.
The faster it goes, the funner it can be, because sometimes you can be doing it for days and you're like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's never ending. Especially if you're going to sell it. It's like, no one's going to want to pay that much for it.
Yeah, for the time you put into it. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the same with the hats. I think I have one sitting and drying, and it took like,
oh wow, those are gorgeous.
So I've got the liners like sitting inside because I'm trying to get it to sit right, but it took like 4 to 5 hours just to get it molded onto the hat form, and then finishing off but I enjoy it, so it's worth it. But yeah, a lot of people, you can't charge for your hours.
You can't. I know, unless there is a specific market. Like I feel like if you do, you'll definitely weed out the people who won't buy from you. And then hopefully people will come around to it and appreciate. And I think what's helpful too, at least what I've seen, is like having workshops that are related to your craft, and that way people can see and understand the process of what goes into it sometimes, or like even just having a demonstration video of like, here's how long it takes to make this thing.
Yeah.
Like then people get it, or at least can start to. But yeah, I crochet. My grandmother taught me how to crochet when I was really little, and my mom does it. It's pretty much seasonal for us though. We only ever really do it around the holidays because it's like we like to use really big chunky yarn and really big needles, and we make big chunky scarves, and that like goes fast and it's easy. I haven't ventured much outside of that, and knitting just seems so tedious, and crocheting goes quickly. So definitely take up crocheting if you are looking to add more to your tool belt. So what is your favorite part of your business, or favorite part of owning a business?
I think a lot of it is the community and meeting people, because meeting other people that are even if they're in the crafts or fiber community, or even just other small business owners, it's just fun to meet and talk to people, because everybody's really, so far that I've met, is so excited to see other people succeed. And that's really nice to see, because it doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that that's also a regional thing. Like some people in certain parts of the country, where was I listening? I was listening to a podcast, I think, and they were talking about that. Like, and I'm sure it's not true for everywhere, but just the overall vibes of places are like out in Colorado, like it's super competitive, like to getting into shows, and New York feels like the same too, like New York City especially. And like, but New Jersey, I think it also will involves the organizers too of events that you participate in.
Yeah.
Like, I think if they're, generating good vibes, it helps attract those kinds of people. But so when you sell your wool, do you go to farmers markets? Do you mainly do online? Like where do you mainly sell your stuff?
So right now, I still have an off-the-farm job. So I've been doing online with the hope of getting into markets. Actually, this spring, I was looking at the different festivals
Yeah.
coming up and trying to figure out what I could get into that I would, because it is a slow process with my crafts. So I was trying to figure out what I could get into and have enough inventory, but then everything shut down. So that kind of
Yeah. Now you have
off,
more time to stockpile.
yeah. So in the future, though, I'd really like to do in-person events, because
yeah.
part of what I sell is tactile. So
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's important, especially with the skeins. I can show people the yarn, but when you feel it and you can squish it and see what it is, and even the weavings or the hats and things like that, I
Yeah.
think it's just it's something that kind of lends itself to being able to touch it and see it in person. So we're hoping to kind of veer more towards there.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to right now work around my off-farm job.
Yeah. I think it's cool that there are so many different niches of communities out there within each craft. Funny story about alpaca wool. So my mom is a crafty lady, but she's also a nurse, and she's just like a very large extrovert in our communities. And so she'll always get talking to people. And this one time, a friend of hers was like, we have these alpacas, we just sheared them. Is that what it's called? Shearing them? Okay.
Yeah.
And and we have all their wool, and I don't want to do anything with it. And I don't have, like, I just want to get rid of it. And my mom was like, I'll take it. And like, she knows nothing about spinning wool. Like, she does not know anything about it. And so we had like 5 trash bags full of wool in the back of our car forever. And it was just in the trunk. And one time I borrowed her car, and I picked up a friend, and she was coming to stay with us for the weekend or something. And so we popped the trunk to put her stuff in the back, and there's just like open bags of hair and wool everywhere. And she was like, do you want to explain? And I was like, I really don't even know what's happening. I think, like, I don't even know if I knew at that point what had happened, like what was going on. Oh my gosh. So eventually, because her whole goal was to like find the Weavers Society in our community and like outsource it to get spun, where she wanted to learn how to do it herself, but then that moved to, okay, let's just find someone to process it for us. And I think she ended up giving some bags of it away, and I think we still have like 1 or 2 bags still sitting in our basement, and it's just, yep. It's just there. So hopefully we can do something with it, because it's so cool. I think it's like
cool. It is a task to get into it, though. I mean, I finally got everything into my little art room, but I had for a while, every closet in our house, if you opened it, there were bags of fiber falling out.
Oh my gosh.
It just take me forever to get to them. So just like open the canning pantry and we'd have fiber falling out. But it takes a minute to get from that to even to the point where you can spin. I mean, just
right.
Between
just cleaning it, I'm sure it's like a long process.
Yeah, and then you have to go through it, and it's called skirting it. So you get out the best parts of the fleece to spin, especially if you're hand spinning. And then you have to, pick through it, and you have to clean it, and you have to comb it, and
Oh my gosh.
It takes forever to even get to the spinning part.
Yeah. Oh my word. So how have you pivoted? So do you have another job, you were saying? Are you still able to work that job right now? And is Ohio like as affected with cases? Like how's life going over there?
Ohio shut down pretty quick and fast. So I think in the beginning of April, is when they kind of really shut things down. And so while I work from essential business, it's a small business. So I was laid off for quite a few months.
Oh, wow.
So it was actually worked out okay, because I had a lot more time to work on farm projects and work on getting some things done, and kind of devote into trying to figure out how to market everything. Mm-hmm. And since we're just starting off and it isn't my livelihood yet, I don't think I was hit as hard as some other people that were, going to festivals and stuff. What it did for me was kind of the opposite. It made me realize how much I want this to be my full-time thing.
Yeah.
And to be, on the farm with the animals and just doing it full-time. So that kind of gave me a kick in the butt, really. So now I'm headed back to work full-time next week. So it's back to juggling, I think. The full-time job and trying to get this off the ground. So we opened up, I think, on the 1st again for normal operations. Okay. But Ohio was one of the ones that shut down a lot. Like we weren't doing much of anything for a long time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of my friends about this time of, it's either making or breaking people's passion for their hustle. And like for me, it did the same thing. I teach at several different art centers in New Jersey, and they've all been shut down, and I virtually teach 2 classes still through one of them, but the other one I typically have to commute to like over an hour to get there.
Wow.
And so like now that I'm home, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I don't like driving that much. Like, what am I doing? Yeah. And so I've been able to like focus my energy into what I can do now, and it's been really nice to just see what I can do at this time. And I know that I'm very fortunate to have that. And I think that I got on broadcast it. I'm saying it now and it's going to be recorded, but that's fine. But like I just think that if you have the passion and ambition to do your project and your hustle, like you got to do it, because you might lose the opportunity, you might lose the drive. And like, I think that people need to see other people, other small businesses putting their efforts into what they're doing, and like making it work, because some people have visions and ideas for another job or for a dream job or their hustle, and they just like can't quite make it work yet. So even just seeing some small success stories of like, here's how I overcame this time with, what's going on in the world is really important. So I think it's really cool. And I hope that you get to do your farm gig full time soon. And yeah, just all the best to you. So how can people support you right now? Do you need someone to build your website for you? Like we could put that into the universe.
Yes, I do. I always joke that medieval technology, I got you. I can weave, I can spin.
Yeah.
Modern day, I'm like a time traveler. You get me in front of a website, I'm like,
That's so
I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, I would say we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. I think the best way for most small businesses is word of mouth and sharing, following. If you see something you think somebody would like, tag them, share the page. If you do buy something and you like it, reviews are always great. Especially like because we're on like Etsy and stuff, and so that always helps boost your visibility. But yeah, it's a lot of it. And on the Instagram page, there's a lot of cute farm animals and farm happenings and things going on. And we are we're hoping to do like a YouTube channel soon. So yeah, just following and sharing and telling people about it, I think is always best for small businesses.
Yeah. I think your product too, like people through the market it's a great gift for people, because if you just know someone who knits or crochets or weaves, it's just like a really easy gift that's thoughtful and handmade, and it's like they can do whatever they want with it then. So it's like it's almost better than a gift card, because it's like, here's the thing that you get to do something with already, it's cool. So that's encouragement for people watching to go buy some wool and fleece for people. I was going to say too, yeah, definitely start a YouTube channel or look into doing a TikTok TikTok channel, because those videos, I follow a bunch of different farm accounts on them, and it's just like, and it's like way less time commitment to like produce the video, because you just do it on your phone, and you can do, as little as, well, you can do as short as you want, but as much as a minute. And obviously if you want to do longer videos, people will say, go watch my YouTube channel. So just another resource that's out there.
Yeah, I haven't really explored TikTok much, so I'll have to look into that.
Well, and even too, like Instagram now is doing the Instagram TV. And so I think they came up with that to compete with YouTube so people can stay within the platform of Instagram. But like if you have I think it has to be maybe over a 2-minute long video to be posted on the Instagram TV channel. But like you could make your own video and everything and then put it on there. Then everything's still within the Instagram world. You know what I mean? Because I have the same problem of like, I have links to everywhere. And it's like trying to keep everyone in one place is the hardest part. So, well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking your time and chatting with me today. I'm so glad to meet you virtually.
Thanks so much for having me on here. And I'm really excited about everything you're doing. I can't wait to see what happens this whole next week. It looks really exciting.
Yeah, there's so many of you that are doing like really cool stuff. So I feel like there's even some collaborations that I might try to connect people with. We have some crocheters and weavers too. It'd be cool to like connect everybody.
Yeah, connections make the world go round. I really think
Yeah,
connecting with other people really, really helps everybody.
it's so true. Well, thank you so much, Alaura, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.